I made over $200,000 on a single meme coin trade, and it wasn't a Solana meme coin. Right now, while a lot of people are still chasing Solana pumps, some of the best traders are making life-changing money on EVM chains. But most people have no clue these chains even exist or how to even trade on them. So in this free course, I'm walking you through everything you need to start trading on other chains. The exact setup, strategies, and principles that I use to print every day. With volume coming into these chains right now, this is an insane opportunity. And this is your chance to be early to the hype, so you don't want to miss this. Let's get into it. Before anything, I'm sure you're thinking, what even is EVM and why should I trade EVM? EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, and it's basically the engine that powers Ethereum plus a bunch of other chains like Base, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, and BNB. A lot of these chains run on the same code and structure, so once you learn one, you can trade on all of them. But if you're trading mainly on Solana, get ready to change your trading style because these plays function completely differently. They're usually slower, they're going to focus on different narratives, and they're also way less crowded than Solana right now. So now that you've got that mindset, let me show you how to set up. So the first thing we're going to need to trade on EVM is the right trading bot, and for that, the best one in the space right now is Banana. It's the fastest, and it supports every single EVM chain. So as soon as you get this set up, you're going to be good. Another thing to mention, to set this up, we do need a Telegram account, number one, and a MetaMask wallet, number two. So just go ahead and set up the MetaMask extension. And once you're all set up, head to the Banana Gun official Twitter, head to the EVM bot right here, open it on Telegram, go to the registration bot, hit start, create a wallet, import the wallet that you have from MetaMask. All you need to do this is first select a name, so EVM trading bot. And then you just need to import your private key from MetaMask. So obviously, I'm not going to be showing my private key on the screen. And all you need to do this is to open up your MetaMask and pull your private key from there. And once you successfully import your private key, you should get something like this. Now, there are two parts of NanoBot. Number one is the sniper bot. So all we need to do is set that up. Click on the sniper bot button. This is the sniper bot. And remember, your MetaMask wallet is connected to Banana Gun. So all we need to do to get some money in is fund your MetaMask. And you're going to be funding it with whatever chain you're trying to trade right now. So whether that's Ethereum, Base, BNB, Banana Gun supports almost every single EVM chain. So as long as you have them connected, you're good to go. And just to keep this guide simple for now, we're just going to use the manual buyer here. And all we need to do this is copy and paste the contract address of any token we want to buy. Let's say we're trying to buy Joe Coin on ETH right now. So Joe Coin is a coin on ETH chain. And once we paste in the contract address, this thing should show up. And we can just select how much ETH we want to buy here. Play with the settings here. We've got the slippage. So for the slippage, I would definitely not keep this unlimited. But of course, that's going to be case dependent on whatever coin you're trying to trade. So for general use, we could probably keep that around 30 to 40. Now, once we buy any coin on the sniper bot, it's going to instantly bring us to the sell bot right here. So let's say if I bought 1 ETH of Joe Coin right now, it's going to instantly bring me to the sell bot page and keep me updated on my position. So there's two aspects to this. Once again, the sniper bot, number one, which is where you buy coins, and the Banana Gun sell bot, which is where you sell coins. So keep this in mind when you're trading. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a Twitter account because crypto Twitter is the most important platform for research. Literally my $200,000 trade, I was only able to do it because I followed this account right here, Dracula, and I saw that it was connected to the coin. So a simple Twitter follow made me over $200,000. And that's going to be the importance of Twitter. And all the money is in number one, knowing how to actually navigate it. And number two, being able to identify what's actually going to make you money. And off of that, let me move on to the next point, which is coin research. This is going to apply especially to EVM because for EVM, there's nothing like Axiom or special monitors. No, all you have is your Twitter account to stay updated with the news and to stumble upon really good narratives that you can translate on chain. And you're going to be seeing exactly what I mean by that later in the video. And once you have your Twitter account set up, follow as many crypto accounts as you can. You're going to be doom scrolling on Twitter like you would be on TikTok. Why is this helpful? For example, all the accounts I'm following right now are all crypto related, whether they're traders, institutions, popular accounts. And this is because anytime you stumble upon a decent ETH project or narrative, it's really important to see the mutuals that you have following the page because that's going to be a strong sign of telling you, okay, this is a really good narrative. For example, if I see a popular crypto firm following a coin, okay, that's really bullish because I know it has that crazy backing behind it. And that's why it's so important to follow the right Twitter accounts. And that's really all we need. Our Twitter account to do research and stay updated with the news and the trading bot over here on Banana Gun. But that's really only going to apply to certain EVM chains like Base and ETH. For example, BNB is really popular right now, but you're going to be trading this a little bit differently. So for BNB, there's something called
4.me. And this is pretty much the pump fund of BNB. So anytime you see BNB chain getting a lot of volume, you see BNB coin is up really high, you're going to be seeing a lot of BNB meme coins popping up here. And the same way you would do for pump fund coins, just stare at this chart the entire time. For example, my $200,000 play, I was able to know it was a good buy because I was following this Twitter account. And if I pull up the wallets right here, 36.8 ETH on one, refresh the page, it's going to say the same thing. And the other wallet, 19.42 ETH right here. I can refresh the wallet. The contract address is linked back to this page right here, Dracula. And I'm obviously going to be going way more in depth with this later in the video to show you exactly how I did it.
But if you think that $200,000 trade was crazy, just imagine what my members are cooking up inside Fortune. So if you want to apply to be a part of Fortune, click the top link in the description down below. And now that you're set up on EVM chains and how they work, the next question is, how do you trade these without just gambling? I'm sure you know this from experience, but 99% of all coins are rug pulls. And this applies just as much on EVM chains, which means understanding what a good coin is what separates the people who consistently catch winners from the ones who keep getting dumped on. But before I show you how to do coin research, you need to understand how EVM chains are a little bit more different than trading on Solana.
Two things. Number one, EVM is going to have a focus on more stronger narratives. What do I mean by this? If you trade on Solana a lot, you're going to notice how there are a lot of these short-term narratives, these coins that pop up. They get a lot of a decent initial volume and then they just die right out after. EVM is a completely different game. These new pairs are almost always zero or hero, which means you need to be extremely careful about what you're buying here. And the coins that do end up doing well are usually going to hold up for longer. And by stronger narratives, I mean you're going to be seeing a lot more coins with very powerful backings on these EVM chains. For example, coin I made 200K on, Video Coin by Dracula. You can see the crazy followers that this has. It's followed by the official base chain. It's followed by Lucanets, owner of Pudgy Penguins. It's followed by Paradigm, huge crypto investment firm. And this is something you're going to see on a lot of EVM chains. I don't really know what it is, but these developers with stacked backgrounds love to build on EVM, especially base. And your job is to identify these strong narratives and figure out if it's underpriced for what it's really worth. And the second thing I want to talk about is historic strength. So what does this mean? Unless these are news-based coins, which I'm going to be explaining later on in the video, a lot of these EVM coins are more for sizing in and longer holds. And that also means you need to look for historic strength. Some of the largest communities in crypto are on EVM. You have coins like SPX 6900, which is one of the faces of the entire meme coin run right now. And these coins have really stood past the test of time. So whenever mindshare rotates back into these certain chains, you want to look for these meme coins that have done historically well on them. But how do you actually do research and find these coins? So the first thing I want you guys to be familiar with is this site called DexSpy. Why do you need to be familiar with this? And the reason you want to be familiar with this is because a lot of EVM coins, especially coins on Ethereum base, they're technologically different than a lot of the coins you're seeing on Solana. And this means you get stupid stuff like developers being able to pull liquidity from their coin, insanely high taxes being placed for coins, low liquidity shitters, compared to a lot of these coins on Solana from platforms like Pump Fund, Bonk.Fund, Believe. These are all coins with locked liquidity. That means the developer can't actually change whatever functions are going on behind the coin. On EVM chains like Ethereum and Base, they can, unless they lock or burn the liquidity. So that's where DexSpy comes in. Using this site, for example, something like this coin right here, I'm just going to click on randomly, KIP AI on Ethereum chain. You want to look at the stats right here on the side. So if there's a different contract address right here from the deployer address and the owner address. So that means they no longer have actual control over the smart contract. As long as the owner address leads to a dead address. So if you open up on Etherscan, and this right here is 0x00000, this is a dead address. That means nobody has control over this address. Whatever money is in there is completely untouchable. And that's what you want. And again, right here, lick burn, 100% of LP tokens are burnt. That means that nobody can mess with the actual liquidity inside of this coin. Which means, and I don't mean from like a chart perspective of like, oh, if it's a good buy or not. I just mean it's technically safe to buy. Obviously, that doesn't mean you should be buying every safe contract out there, right? It's just to see if it's even technically safe to buy or not. So past that point, you need to know what type of coins to actually buy. So let me show you how to do research. Because there's some fundamental differences though of trading on EVM, there's nothing really like Axiom that you can just sit on. Instead of that, a lot of research on EVM really just comes down to just staying updated on Twitter and the news. And with that being said, what are you actually looking for here? Crypto's all a narrative and attention economy. economy. And EVM is going to be the exact same way. So you're looking for these 3 types of coins that you've probably seen me mention in my guide for Solana meme coins. And that's going to be culture, tech, and news coins. Pretty self-explanatory on what they are. So culture coins are going to be coins centered around a meme, a piece of culture, something CT can resonate with. Tech coins are going to be coins centered around utility and AI. And news coins are just going to be coins made from current events, from influential people. But on EVM, it's going to go a little bit deeper. So 2 things you want to look for. You want to look for either an EVM favorite narrative that would get more attention as a coin on an EVM chain rather than Solana, or 2, a coin with an extremely strong backing. A little bit confusing to understand at first, but let me explain with an example. So for a strong EVM favorite narrative, I'm going to use this coin as an example. This is a coin called SBET right here. The whole narrative is that the ticker SBET, which stands for SharpLink Gaming, an actual stock, was reported to have publicly bought a lot of Ethereum on the news. So just to start this off, this is a strong Ethereum favorite narrative. Now, how do we make money off of this attention? One thing to note is that stocks as meme coins generally perform really well. I mean, you have coins here like GME, which had an all-time high of 221 million market cap. So it's clear that any stock that's getting a lot of attention is going to look good as a meme coin. But remember, the news on SharpLink Gaming was that it was buying a lot of Ethereum, not Solana, but ETH. So narratively, SBET would make a lot more sense as a coin on the Ethereum chain. And if you were early to that, like I was, you can see the call here on Fortune at 161k market cap. It went to an all-time high of 14 million. And this is exactly what I mean by an EVM favorite narrative. SBET narratively looks better on Ethereum than Solana, and it's all about being early enough to identify that trend. So the process on this would be keeping updated on the timeline, noticing the news on SBET, recognizing that these coins would look good, recognizing that stocks historically do well as coins, and noticing that this coin would make a lot more sense on ETH than Sol. Another example I want to talk about are coins on Boys Club characters and memes. Boys Club are a bunch of cartoon characters made by Matt Fury. One of them, who I'm sure you've likely heard of, is Pepe. The Pepe coin on ETH is one of the biggest meme coins that ever exist. It has an all-time high of multi-billions. So it's clear that Boys Club coins historically do very well on, once again, the Ethereum chain. And because of this, anything Boys Club or Matt Fury related is going to do very well on ETH. So if you ever see Matt Fury release a new character, or you see him post about anything that looks good as a meme on his Twitter, you'll know that that coin is going to do better on Ethereum, and you're going to be looking for a coin there and identify that before anyone else. So 2 things here when you're looking for an EVM favorite narrative. 1, if it either just straight up makes sense narratively to be on an EVM chain, or 2, if it historically does better on an EVM chain than it does on Sol. Now, the second kind of coins you're looking for are coins with exactly what it sounds like, extremely strong backings. I don't know what it is, but developers really love building on EVM chains like Base. They just do. So your goal here is to find anything that seems undervalued compared to the narrative. Pretty easy to understand, right? And for that, let me just use my 200k trade on video as an example. So here's my video trade right here. You can see 19.4 ETH on one of them and 36.8 ETH on the other. So 2 wallets, and that's going to be about, I believe, 220k on this trade. So the whole narrative behind this video coin trade was that it was a tech coin. So a video coin was a tech coin, a coin centered around utility. So how did I know this was a tech coin worth buying? So if I head to the Dracula Twitter page right now, which was the Twitter page linked to video coin, you can already see this is stacked. That coin was a little bit old, but they did post the contract address in a tweet a while back. So the most important thing, this Twitter page and that coin is officially connected. Now let's just run through this Twitter page real quick and do some basic research. Followers I know, some mutuals. We have the official Base chain following it. We have the creator of Pump Fund following it. We have so many recognizable and reputable developers following this page. And one of these pages is Paradigm right here, a research-driven crypto investment firm. They're behind some of the biggest projects in all of crypto. I mean, right here, you have Blur, Magic Eden, some of the craziest projects in the entire space. So it's clear they're very selective about who they follow. And Dracula happens to be one of them right here. So this clearly isn't some random project. And remember, crypto's an attention market, right? Seeing this Dracula Twitter page, seeing all the insane followers it has, that's going to bring attention alone. And it's up to you to be able to identify that early. And as a result, I bought in super early right here because I saw saw that instantly, and only in a few days did it take that to get picked up by the timeline. And this is what I mean by EVM coins being very slow cooks. These moves don't always happen instantly like they do in Sol, right? And Video Coin was attached to that Dracula page since day one. Anybody could have found this coin and made the same amount of money that I did. It's all about staying active and updated on your Twitter timeline. And when it comes to researching EVM, those are going to be the only two things you're focused on. It's completely narrative based. You're either waiting for a good narrative that's going to translate onto a certain EVM chain, or you're looking for an extremely strong backing, whether that's on their Twitter or their official website.
And if you want to start taking this seriously and learn how to trade with me directly, you'll want to be inside Fortune. We've got people like Ron who made $40,000 on his first trade here, and Angel who made $16,000 his first week. Thank you for watching and peace.